Hi, welcome to Teach Star, and today we're going to be looking at the Knowledgeable Teacher. Now, what this means is, as a teacher, you've got 30 people, students in front of you, you've got 60 eyes staring at you. You have to be the fountain of knowledge. You have to know your subject well, and you have to be seen to know it well. And that second part is the thing that a lot of teachers slip up on. So, what do I mean by that? I've worked with some very, very smart teachers, very, very academically brilliant, way smarter than me. And yet, the way they come across in the classroom is really unsure and kind of really nervous, and they don't seem to know what it is that they're talking about. And it's really strange because behind the scenes, when I talk to them one on one, they're brilliant. And they've got qualifications coming through their roles, but in front of the students, they're completely different. And I think for a lot of people, including myself, that you need to work on kind of acting knowledgeable. Even though you are knowledgeable behind the scenes, you have to actively act knowledgeable in front of the students. Drop some interesting facts. Go on a few tangents down some aspects of your subject, which just show that you know not only the thing you're teaching today, but you know other things as well. Like, I don't know, in French, like, just talk about how actually the language has evolved through the time, and actually there's regional dialects, and there's words in English that are the same as the French, and why that happened, why beef and mutton and all of the posh, meat that we have is French, because obviously William the Conqueror and all of that, and it's very interesting. But things like that really do get students not only engaged in the subject, and a story like that is interesting because it's relevant to the kids right now, that boeuf and beef are the same, mouton and mutton. My French is not great, but it's interesting to the students, but it also subconsciously gets them thinking, wow, this person knows what they're talking about. It's so important to be seen in that way, because I have been in classrooms, thankfully not my own, but I have been in classrooms where the students have been openly saying that the teacher doesn't know what they're talking about, etc. And oddly enough, the teachers who I'm observing are making the same frequency of mistakes I do, and I make loads. And yet, when I'm doing it, and when other teachers are doing it, making these mistakes, they're not seen as unknowledgeable. They're just seen as, oh, they made a mistake, no problem. But yet, other teachers who make the same mistakes, we all do, are seen as, oh, well, that's evidence they don't know their subject. And the breakdown starts very slowly at first, but it really does. It's like a curve. It really, as soon as one person's noticed it and talked about it, it spreads. And I think that as teachers, we need to be seen to be knowledgeable, not just be knowledgeable about our subjects. And I think that within our planning, we need to think, okay, how can we just show off a little bit that we know a lot more about this subject than this little lesson is going to go through. And I think there's more subtle ways of just being more confident about your subject. I mean, I've had cheat sheets before, things on my desk to quickly look at, because I don't know the subject very, very well, that topic very well. And I'm like, oh God, what's that? Oh, okay, yeah, all right, fair enough. And we've all been through that in our training. But I never said, oh, I don't know this, I'm going to have to look at this. Oh, okay, this is the answer here. There's more subtle ways of doing it. Just say, oh, that's a great question, we'll pick up on that later in the lesson or whatever. Or see if there's anyone else who knows the answer at the end of the lesson. Maybe we'll have a group discussion on that. And then as the class are carrying on, just going quickly, okay, okay. I'm not saying that you should never admit that you don't know something. That's not good either. But I think if you're in those early stages, or you fear that the students aren't thinking that you know your stuff, I think that you need a bit of subterfuge. I use that word because I don't like lying to students, but sometimes you need to put on a little bit of an act just to try and build their confidence in you. And I think it, as I said in this video, it is something active for a lot of teachers. It doesn't come naturally to kind of show off, and especially the really nice teachers who I love working with, who aren't kind of along the arrogant spectrum. They also come across not very confident and not very knowledgeable, even though they are. And I think that hopefully this video kind of leads them down a better path. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you want to see more from us, please click subscribe. We release videos every single weekday at 5 o'clock in the evening. Thank you.